Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome on into the Expensive Carats podcast. Thank you guys so much for tuning in with us, with me, excited, nervous, all that good energy. First off, before we start everything, I want to give a huge shout out to my boy Ethan with the Hustler's Handbook podcast. Man, my guy's a real one, man. He been walking me through this whole podcast process. Encouraging me no matter how nervous it is. He said, man, just go. You got too much energy, you got a voice, you got a platform, utilize it. So I want to give my guy a huge shout out, man. Thank you so much, bro. You are a true blessing, bro, true inspiration. Super excited for you, super excited for the collab we're about to have. Once again, everybody go support my guy Ethan with the Hustlers Handbook podcast. He has a brand new book out. It's on Amazon. Go check him out. Go support my guy. Tap in with him, man. Doing great things for the community. And man, he just gave me the fuel and the motivation, man, to really get this thing going, man. To stop procrastinating and just make it happen. And that was really all I needed, somebody to kick me in the butt, no matter what all the excuses was, no matter what everything was that prevented it from happening or how long it took. It was the constant motivation from my guy behind me and my family and everybody else. Just let's get this thing going. It's in your heart, it's in your spirit. Let's make this thing happen. And man, today is episode 0, where it's basically the genesis on how I got here, how we got here, and basically how this thing got put together. And man, rock out with us. Follow our socials on top. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Follow us, support us, share it, like it, whatever it is. Let's get this message out. And today, basically, we'll be just discussing the basics and how Expensive Carats podcast came about. Basically, the title, Expensive Carats. I seen this logo online. One of my graphic designers do, and he created it. And I was like, oh man, I gotta have it. Held on to it for a long time. Didn't know what I was gonna do with it. Like, hey man, I want to start a podcast. It's already in my heart. Like, let's do it. Let's use that. I kind of waited for a little bit. Realized, man, it seems like this fits me the best, and that was the one. So that's kind of how we got it. The logo, the rabbit with the mask on his face and the gold teeth, with the earrings and the necklace. It's big, man. The carrot. The carrot represents the nugget and the carrot of the day. Plan on giving a bunch of wisdom, some quotes, some inspirational type ideas and things to just help you get through your day. Maybe it's to just realign everything and reassure you it's going to be okay. Whatever it is, that's the goal. There will be carrots and nuggets of the day. The rabbit, he does have a nickname in case anybody knows or cares or anything. His name is Risk Taker. Once again, his name is Risk Taker, and I think that just best defines my life. The design it's a risk. Even we look at a real rabbit, every time he comes out of the bushes, it's a risk. He got people on the ground that's trying to get him, the snakes and different type of animals that's trying to get him. He got birds in the air that's trying to grab him, so it's a risk. That's kind of the nickname behind it, Risk Taker. My life is just like that, man. It's a risk. I got to step out on faith. I got to believe God to do what he say I can do, and these creative ideas he gave me, I got to just have the faith to jump out and move and get this thing rocking and going. And even doing this right now is a huge fear. I procrastinated, been so nervous, started over multiple times, drinking a ton of water and just nervous. But I gotta overcome that. I gotta just step out, and it is what it is at the end of the day, man. I can't reach anybody if I don't execute and do what I need to do on my part. So we standing out on faith. The next part, the jewelry with the earrings and the necklace, it's just a relatability thing. It's just a fact. Relatability to the culture is all it is in the community. That's all it is. The podcast slogan for Expensive Carats is luxury content for your ears. Just a couple little facts on how we're doing everything. And basically the goal of the Expensive Carats podcast is to bring you guys real, raw, and inspiring stories that shift perspectives. Join us as we dive into the world of sports, culture, and hot topics. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of recent news, a lot of things that just happened or took place, or it's gonna be a lot of different stuff. Sports, what I'm good at, culture, what I love. And we just gonna have fun. We just gonna rock out with this thing. We're gonna share invaluable insights from relationship advice to candid discussions on manhood and fatherhood. That's going to be a huge topic of mine. There's so much to dissect and talk about with manhood and fatherhood. We are going to touch on a lot of that. Not today. Today's just the breakdown of what the show will be like. There'll be plenty more topics down the line. We'll have a bunch of different guests and stuff on. Some big time sports athletes, some professionals in their industries. Lord willing, I'll be able to get my barber on. He is so dope, so inspirational. I got a lot of different ideas on what I want to do. We definitely plan on having free giveaways for different stuff. We plan on having some sponsorship opportunities and new ideas, and we just want to stay engaged with this whole thing. And in all honesty, I've been sitting on a bunch of ideas for so long, on my views, and I felt like it was just time. Like I got that nudge in the butt by my guy. He kicked me in my butt and was like, "Hey, let's go, man. It's time to go. I'm just checking in on you." But that checking in was just let me know, hey, it's go time. I'm waiting on you. People's waiting on you. Your voice need to be heard. And so that's huge for me. Podcasting's always been something that I wanted to do for maybe about 2-3 years. It's just a tool to be engaged with your audience, engaged with your following, your followers, your supporters, your family, your friends, just to stay locked in and be able to just share your voice, your takes, your inputs on things, and be able to get it out there and interact with the community. Like that's one thing about this podcast, Expensive Carats. We will be interactive. Like there'll be keys on there for you guys to interact. You guys can type in if there's some comments or something you guys want to touch up on. You guys can comment in. We'll display it on the screen and get this thing rolling. There'll be a lot of engagement, a lot of back and forth. And we'll just have this thing fun. There'll be some touching moments. There might be some crying times. There might be a little of this, a little of that. But we're going to get through, man. God going to see this thing through every episode. It's only going to get better and better. I'm going to lose the nervousness and the unsureness and all that stuff. It's different being on your own right now, doing it with nobody else in front of you or next to you or all that good stuff, but we're just gonna go with it, man, and see where God decides to take this thing. So I'm excited. I know y'all see the hat. I'm a Mavs fan, huge Mavs fan. Don't kill me. I know the Celtics got us, kicked our butt. Congrats to them guys. But it's just time, man, to release things that's been inside of me. It's time to get them on out, get them on a platform, and just get this thing rolling. A lot of people support it, which is a huge blessing. A lot of people like the page, follow the page, rock with me, and super grateful and appreciative for that. Like, that's big time. I plan on using my platform to gain closer to you guys. I want this thing to be, like I said, an interactive thing. I want it to be a relationship. I want it to be a bunch of engagement. I want you guys to be locked in. We'll figure out what days of the week we'll do it, at what time of the week we'll do it, but we want to use this thing as a form of entertainment, man. We know that the world is a pretty tough place. We know that a bunch of things are going on in the world, man. It's a lot of unsure times, and man, it just is what it is. And right now, everybody's looking for a distraction. Everybody's looking for something that they could gravitate to, something that they could get some inspiration from, some faith from, some energy from, some good vibes, all that good stuff. So that's what we'll be promoting and producing on this show. A lot of that good stuff, man, which is counterintuitive to what the world is offering us right now. And it's just going to be fun, man. You guys I really feel like you guys are going to like this, what we're offering to you guys, and to get this thing going. Excuse me, get these notes together real quick. Another thing is to help bring, why I'm starting this podcast, or why we're finally starting to go, is to bring awareness to certain topics, to bring forth a lot of laughter. We need that, a lot of laughter, a lot of communication, a lot of hard topics that need to get touched on, addressed on, and by far I don't have all the answers, far from it, but there's a lot of people in different areas that can bring different takes on what's going on in their life and what's going on in families or friends around them, or some interaction they've had with somebody, whatever it is. Like, I'm far from the guy that has all the answers. Like, I'm trying to keep my life together on a day-by-day basis. So that's the gist of it. Let me see what else we're gonna touch on. My podcast, will be basically opportunity to promote businesses. Doesn't matter your skin color, doesn't matter what it is. We'll be pushing hard for our beautiful black culture to get the recognition that it deserves. Black businesses, such as educators, such as sports coaches, such as mentors. No matter what it is, experts in their areas, barbers, people that cook, professional cooks, whatever it is, whoever's trying to grow their brand and their platform, like in what they do and display it on a regular basis, like that's who we want to reach into. We want to reach into the people that have been through some stuff that can kind of explain the process from zero into where they are now. Not so much the picture that they've arrived on, but the process of it. When nobody believed in them, when nobody gave them the answers, when they had to figure it out, when they had to cry all night because they wanted to do it, but nobody was there to help them, and they just had to figure it out on their own. They had to persevere, they had to endure. They had so many obstacles and so many hindrances and all this stuff that was on their plate, but they figured out how to step through. They figured out how to chop wood. They figured out how to keep going, keep pressing. And those are the people that we want to speak to. We want to speak to some people that can bring forth some inspiration, some people that can bring forth life, and people that can encourage you guys and motivate you guys, professionals in their industries. Like, we want all that. Youth counselors, we want every topic that's out there, we want to be able to touch on a weekly basis. We want somebody new. We want it to be more than just sports. Sports is going to be a huge thing at what we do, seeing as that's like the story of my life. Sports, like, I love connecting with the community. It's a great tool, great avenue to be able to mentor, be able to offer a platform that they could be on and bring forth inspiration. There's a lot of other things. Let's see what we got. This podcast will also be to engage with my audience, as I've said that already, but we'll be able to communicate back and forth. If you guys got some stuff you want to talk about that maybe is not on the agenda per episode, or it's not in the agenda with the list of topics we're going to talk about from time to time, feel free to get in them comments and throw something in there. Type it in for us. Don't hesitate. Let this thing be interactive. I wanna learn and grow like you guys. If I'm wrong, challenge me. If I'm wrong, talk to me. Or if you don't see it that way, hey man, iron sharpens iron. You feel a certain way, I feel a certain type of way. I'm not on here to argue with anybody. We on here to just do as best as we can to speak truth and speak facts, help save our community. I'm not waiting for no government to use their voice or to come in the community, because it ain't happening and I don't see it happening anytime soon. It's on us, the people, to make a difference, and it's on us that have platforms to use it for a great reason and make a difference. We got a voice. It's time to use it and utilize it. It's the day and age of social media, and it's time for us to get this thing out there. It's time to get our topics, our voice, our motivation, all that good stuff. The people need it, man. You never know what somebody's going through at home, and they just happen to turn on Facebook and see, man, this dude is speaking life, or this lady's speaking life. Like, this is just what I needed. You never know what your words will do to somebody on the other end. They could be maybe gonna prevent suicide, or do harm to themselves, or do harm to somebody else, or just something stupid. You just never know what your words are gonna do. That's the beauty of stepping out on faith. Like I said, I'm nervous as heck right now. I didn't repeat it, I didn't stumble, I didn't did all that, but it is what it is, man. If I don't do it, I can't expect nobody else to do it. I'm stepping out on faith. Everything that I'm trying to explain to you guys, I gotta literally live it out in order for you guys to understand. Like, this is a huge step for me, being able to be in front of a camera. I'm usually on the other end of the camera recording kids. Youth football is like huge to me. That being able to build a bridge, being able to connect families and mentorship, and just check on kids, man. Be present in their life where there's maybe no fathers at, or maybe their life's going wrong. You get to speak into their lives, get to change the course of their direction, change the course of their path. It's a beautiful thing. Like, God gives us the ability to be able to do that. Like, I'm far from a put together product, and I need all the help that I'm probably sharing and offering. But one thing I know, I can speak life into somebody. I'm self-motivated, I'm driven, I can do it. I don't need nobody to necessarily do it to me. I wake up with a goal in mind. Besides thanking God, I'm motivated by my family's success. I'm motivated by my self-success. Been married since 2013. Just a little bit about myself. Got 2 boys. 8 and 6, Jeremiah and Elijah. My little heartbeats. Even though they crazy, y'all. They crazy as hell. On some real stuff. They like 12 kids in one. But that's my motivation every day. My beautiful family, my wife and my boys. Just knowing I can't do anything stupid, man. I can't let these guys down. I can't fail these guys. It keeps me on my toes. It keeps me rooted and grounded. It keeps me with a sense of purpose, a sense of direction. Like, man, I wake up every day to go to work, not only to provide for myself, but my family needs it also. We got bills to pay. We got groceries to get. We got this, we got that, we got this, we got that. My family's the one that suffers if I make a stupid decision. So this is big for me. This is big for them. My family's been behind the scenes. They've seen so much of my struggles. They've seen all my notes and stuff everywhere for this podcast and stuff, man. Not trying to be perfect, but trying to have this thing prepped and right for you guys as best as possible. They've been super inspirational, and hey, you did all the groundwork. You done got everything you need. Let's go. Don't worry about who don't like it, who's not listening, the follower amount. Don't worry about none of that stuff. Just keep going, keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. I seen this graphic online, just to be short with you guys, and it showed two pictures. There's two people in a cave. Sure, some of you guys have seen it. There was one person in the cave that was they're chopping wood. Basically, they're chopping to get to the prize that's on the other side. There's a thin strip that's holding them. They're both chopping for a while. One person gets tired and burnt out. Doesn't realize how close he is to his blessing, to his breakthrough on the other side. He has just a thin strip left to chop away, but he chose to leave. He left his prize. He did all that work. The gist is, he did all that work, and because he was so tired, he was so burnt out, didn't have energy to keep fighting, didn't have the support system around him, didn't have this, didn't have resource, didn't have that. He just walked away from his prize, walked away from his blessing. It was a treasure on the other side. There was another dude under him in that same graphic, that it didn't matter how hard the struggle was, he kept chopping wood, kept chopping wood, kept chopping wood, kept chopping wood, and he just stayed the course, stayed the course, stayed the course. And he hit that log one more time. All he had was blessing and breakthrough. That was everything he worked for, was right in front of him. I say that to say this: keep chopping wood to you guys. Don't let nobody get in the way. Don't let nobody hinder you. Don't let distraction come in. There's so many distractions. Whatever God put in your heart, whatever creative ideas, whatever message, get it out there. Be encouraged to you guys, man. No matter how nervous it is. I've had my flaws. I still have them. Public speaking was huge for me. This is a daily thing, being able to get online in front of Lord knows who's watching this thing. But this is big for me. Public speaking, like getting out there. Just forget your fears. It doesn't matter. It's all faith. It's all God. It ain't the devil. It's all God. It's all about God. Faith, overcome, and just stay hands to the plow. And last but not least, I want to use my platform to be able to provide a voice to the voiceless. That's big for me. People that may not know where to go to speak out on certain topics or interact with. I want this to be a place where they can come and feel safe. This definitely is a public place, but there's going to be respect here. It's going to be love here. It's going to be laughter here. It's going to be joy, all the fruits of the spirit. It's just going to be fun, man. It's going to be a time where we can grow this thing. I titled this The Genesis, the beginning, where it's small here. You guys get to see the elevation of it. You guys get to see what God does with it. I just got to do my part and be consistent, be prepared, have that ground ready to till. I got to do what I got to do. It's on me. I'm just here to watch God grow this thing. I don't care about the huge numbers. Whatever God allows, I care about that one, just like God. We care about that one that's listening, that might be going through some stuff, that might need a word of life spoken to them. That's what we care about, just that one. So that's the goal. We're going to speak real life to you guys. We're going to have fun. Like I said, there's going to be giveaways. There's going to be a lot of different interaction, a lot of different guests, some dope topics, like I said, that's going to be tough and challenging, but we need it. I need it. Specifically, anything that I speak to you guys is because I didn't went through it, I'm going through it, or I need it. One of the three, excuse me. This is gonna be big, man. You guys will see me pushing and promoting this thing. This will be weekly. Still in the midst of putting stuff together, putting production together. I'll be doing production kind of by myself and figuring this thing out as far as the details. Wanted to present something in front of you guys that's dope. You know, I wanted the broadcast to look dope with the graphics. Just have something that's appealing to you guys. There will be a theme song for the podcast. I do got that locked and loaded. It's coming. I can't just throw everything on you guys at one time. Like I said, this is just the introduction about me and about the podcast and bits and pieces and the direction that it's going for the most part. Definitely once this thing gets rolling, we're looking to hop on and be sponsors to certain events, and just support the community. Like, this thing is going to be, I'm believing, because I believe I serve a great God, a big God, and I believe this thing gonna be big. I believe this thing gonna take off. I want this thing is Seattle ran, Pacific Northwest ran, and we're gonna be connected to people all over the U.S. There's no limit. God bless us with this technology, so it's on us to utilize it and get this thing across. Like, I'm looking forward to connecting with other podcasters or people that want to get their message out. Depending on what it is, there will be a back and forth dialogue that we'll have if anybody's interested in getting on the show. Just some questions that I send out to you guys, basically, that I've kind of created and thought of, and just basically just gives me a feel of who you are, what you want to talk about, and just a little bit of interactive like that before we put you on the show. And basically, we just gonna have fun. We're gonna get this thing locked and loaded. It will be on a weekly basis. Time probably late afternoon, honestly, after I get off work. So it'll probably be maybe 8 or 9, maybe 7:30 or something. Just depends on the toll of the day. The goal is to be consistent. The goal is to spread love and life and speak life into you guys, man. I believe you guys are gonna love the guests that we have on. I got a bunch lined up already. I reached out to a bunch, so there's nothing holding us back no more. To be honest with you, the only thing that was holding us back was me and my fear. Me and getting this first episode out the way, which is episode 0, the Genesis. We haven't even got to episode 1. This is just kind of how it came about. I'm nervous as heck. I don't know how we at 23 minutes right now, but I'm excited. I just want to say thank you guys for rocking with me. Please feel free to share. Our socials is up top. Follow us on Facebook, Expensive Carats. That's where the majority of our information will be coming from. Follow us on, subscribe to us on YouTube, Expensive Carats Podcast. Follow us on Instagram, IG, Expensive Carats Pod, P-O-D. Everything's on the screen. Feel free, please like it, share it, leave reviews. If you feel led, there's no pressure in no type of way. I want this thing to be about us, community-based and community-driven. This podcast will be used for the right reasons. I'm not a messy type of person, so I don't plan on doing that type of stuff. I don't plan on bringing that type of stuff here. I can't control what anybody else says, but I can control what comes out of my mouth. So that's kind of the gist of what we're doing. Once again, I just want to say thank you to my boy Eason once again with Hustler's Handbook Podcast. Go support my guy. And thank you guys so much for rocking with me. The Genesis.